It's hard to play World War Z without comparing it to Valve's Left 4 Dead series. Many of the similarities are here, but Saber Interactive have decided to take those concepts and flesh them out, add in a leveling system and a larger variety of competitive options. It is a cooperative shooter with lots of things to kill, and while that may sound mediocre, it's done very well here. World War Z is all about just mindless carnage as you kill waves of zombies. Just don't expect a deeply competitive field and come in with low expectations for the story. If you do that and just hope for a lot of good fun killing waves of zombies, you'll find a lot of value here in World War Z. World War Z's main campaigns consist of 4 stories, each set in different locations during the initial outbreak. Players would take control of one of 4 characters during the Tokyo, New York, Jerusalem, and Moscow incidents. Each of the characters in the campaigns are separate from one another, with none of the characters interacting with one another outside their main campaigns. Much of the narrative is bare bones. The survivors are either trying to escape or survive the oncoming hordes of zombies. The backstories for each of the characters are just as simple, with short animated cutscenes provided after each mission is completed with that character. It's not hard to find a favorite character within the bunch. I especially like Bunko from the New York campaign and Kimiko from the Tokyo narrative. This is a cooperative title with up to 4 players able to play through each campaign. The characters are merely cosmetic and players can choose from whatever class they wish. Players can choose from 6 classes that include Gunslinger, Medic, Hellraiser, Fixer, Slasher, and Exterminator. Each of the characters have their own progression tree and tiers for each skill set. Weapons also have distinct leveling trees, but you must earn points by completed missions to earn points that can be spent on these skills. This can be vexing as it level gates skills unless you've earned enough points to purchase the upgrades. The campaigns themselves are diverse with lots of Zeeks, known as the zombies within the game, to kill. Hordes of cannon fodder Zeeks will come charging towards the player mixed together with special infected. There are 4 types of special infected, including a lurker that which ambushes players from cover, a heavily armored and powerful infected called a bull that charges players and continuously slams them until killed. Screamers will continuously lure infected to your location until killed, and finally we have gas bags that spew toxic gas unless they're killed with a headshot. These special infected do add variety since they can punish teams that don't work together. The special infected are pretty smart and will often single out players who like to go in alone more than once. During one of my specific playthroughs, the special infected often targeted a specific player because he kept leaving us behind. It did seem strange that the infected are not distinct in each location, with all the infected sharing the same physical features. This is a small issue, but seeing that the bull in New York is the same as the one in Moscow did seem a bit strange. The regular infected are no joke either. During multiple times in the campaign, you'll encounter swarms, a mass horde of infected that charge the player without any desire for their personal safety. If not killed, they can easily overwhelm and kill the entire team in a few seconds. The game does include multiple difficulty options, but the game's AI director will alter the challenge based on the team's performance. If you're doing well, fewer items will be provided, and if you're struggling, you may find fewer Zeeks in your path. This doesn't mean your current actions don't have consequences. The game is built around the commotions you make. Creating more sound using unsilenced weapons will alert a lot more zombies to your location. The campaigns themselves, while offering a new location, usually involve a lot of busy work. Kill the swarm, defend the location, or protect the target. The developers did attempt to resolve this by mixing up locations of items, objectives, and obstacles each time you play, but you're doing the same thing over and over again. More often, you'll be placed in a specific location, asked to put up defenses, and kill an oncoming swarm. Each of the campaigns take around 1 hour to complete, but it is intended to be played multiple times for experience. If killed, you start from the beginning of the episode, which is a specific section within the campaign. Death is a severe punishment, and if killed, you lose all your progress, and the experience you earn will be limited. But make sure you play with friends, as the friendly AI is barely functional. The ally AI will shoot with insane accuracy, but expect no less. They'll often remain static, as a special infected kill you, are unable to use stationary items such as turrets, and will often get in your way of shots. Unfortunately, the net code is another issue for World War Z, which is incredibly inconsistent, but Saber Interactive has been aware of the issue and are working towards resolving it. I also experienced several bugs, one of which prevented me from continuing forward and forced me to restart the entire campaign.
Copy that. Base is 5 kilometers from our position.
There's a key missile road on the other side of the power plant. Vehicles.
He's right. We may be able to find a ride.
I need a shower.
That building will take us across.
The controls, animation, and sound design of World War Z is impressive. The controls are tight and responsive with a sense of feedback when you swing your melee weapon or shoot. The sound design and animations are particularly amazing, with hundreds of Zeeks filling the screen without slowdown, and the game is moving at a solid frame rate regardless. You do get the occasional disappearing zombie or body floating in mid-air, but these are expected when you see hundreds of creatures running towards you. The characters' personalities may be bland, but their models are intricately designed, with smooth movement especially when killing Zeeks. If you want to try out the competitive field, Saber Interactive have included 5 modes in World War Z. This option is separate from the campaign and has its own leveling and class system. You have your traditional capture the flag, team deathmatch, and domination with a special World War Z turn to it. They're serviceable and add in the calamity of dealing with the infected along with human players. Strangely, no special infected are in the competitive modes, and player locations are always highlighted on the radar unless a swarm is coming. Those hoping for a human versus infected mode similar to Left 4 Dead will be disappointed as well, as there is no mode like that. Perhaps it will be added in a later update, but for now it was a disappointment. However, the competitive field does have some severe issues. For example, matches tend to be lopsided. During my multiple matches, I was often teamed up and put against players of varying skill levels. This would result in steep, one-sided matches, and without a penalty for leaving matches, I just dropped the match when I found out I was going to lose. In addition, the hit detection tends to be a little off, and semi-automatic weapons are extremely overpowered, especially when it comes to sniper rifles, which have insane accuracy even if you're firing from the hip. Overall, World War Z is a fun zombie shooter that anyone can pick up and play. It doesn't have an intricate story or deep characters, but that's the point. It's about shooting zombies with your friends as hordes of creatures try to best you. Even after 7 hours of playing, I was still heading into the campaigns for another round. The competitive options are a nice distraction, but they could use some distinct modes and they do need some refinement in terms of the hit detection. I can highly recommend World War Z to anyone who loves Left 4 Dead, The Killing Floor, or traditional cooperative shooters in general. If you are looking to scratch that itch for a Left 4 Dead 3, I believe this is the best you're going to get. It's serviceable, it's fun, and it's just a good time of shooting zombies. So if that sounds entertaining to you, go ahead and pick this up. It's $35 on the Epic Game Stores, $40 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but it's definitely worth a buy if you love those types of cooperative games.